Immigration authorities deported to Colombia with only the clothes on their backs. Now their three heartbroken daughters who are U.S. citizens are pleading with the Trump administration to let their parents come back home. Cassie Simeon following their emotional story. Cassie?
Not having them in our home, it's devastating.
It's been 3 months since Stephanie Gonzalez and her sisters last saw their parents, Nelson and Gladys Gonzalez. Every year, Nelson and Gladys did as they were told and checked in with immigration officials in Santa Ana. The couple arrived in the U.S. in 1989 without visas and remained. They applied for asylum in 1992, a process that had not been completed when they reported for this year's check-in. But this time, Nelson and Gladys were detained, separated, and then moved to multiple detention centers before being deported to Colombia.
When they got to Colombia, they had nothing. They arrived in the same clothes that they were originally arrested in, but they didn't have their stuff. They didn't have anything. And so we frantically booked them a hotel so that they had somewhere to sleep that night.
Stephanie Gonzalez traveled to Capitol Hill this week advocating for her parents' return. She met Thursday with Congressman Mike Levin, who represents the Orange County community of Laguna Niguel, where the Gonzalez family lives.
Gladys and Nelson Gonzalez, they did everything right. The lawyers and the immigration system did them wrong, and the Trump administration should be ashamed for deporting her parents.
Stephanie Gonzalez explains that her parents repeatedly hired immigration lawyers to help them obtain asylum, but the attorneys failed to file the proper paperwork.
My parents were definitely victims of immigration fraud, and just awful, fraudulent lawyers who did not care about them, gave them awful advice.
She says her parents have a clean record, never even receiving as much as a speeding ticket. Levin's office has been trying to work with the Department of Homeland Security to bring them home.
This administration is prioritizing a quota, an immigration quota, where they want to deport as many people as they can, regardless of what that does, what negative impact that has on our society, on families.
DHS confirmed Stephanie Gonzalez's story of her parents' legal struggles. The agency did not identify any criminal laws the couple violated, but Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said, quote, "Illegal aliens do not have the right to roam freely in our country, nor do they have the right to elude federal authorities." Levin argues that they weren't eluding authorities because they reported each year for their required check-in. Gonzalez and her two sisters are now seeking a lawyer to appeal her parents' deportations and reverse an order banning them from entering the U.S. for 10 years. We reached out to the White House for comment, but did not hear back. In Washington, Cassie Simeon, Spectrum News.